Hey folks, this is Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be UFC 101 predictions, part 2 of 2. We're going to start off with Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. Travis Lutter showed the plan for beating Anderson Silva. You know, when he got on top of him, that's the closest I've seen anybody looking like they're going to finish, Anderson Silva. So I don't think that fight is going to be lost, or that thought process is going to be lost on Forrest Griffin. I think Forrest Griffin will know that's what he wants to do, and that's where he's going to try to wind up being, just like Dan Henderson. That's where he tried to wind up being and didn't work. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Somebody brought up a good point that Forrest did a good job of neutralizing Rampage's power by his distance, leg kicks. So he had a good plan, which that's what you expect training with Randy Couture. So I think he's going to have a good game plan for dealing with Anderson Silva's talent and speed and stuff like that. However, Anderson Silva's not as one-dimensional as Rampage. So, Rampage just has the big punch. He doesn't have big leg kicks, even though he's got big legs. Anderson Silva's got too many tools standing up. I don't think Forrest is going to be able to pick him apart like he did Rampage. So anyway, Anderson Silva showed in the James Irvin fight that if you make one mistake, the fight can end very quickly. So Forrest makes a silly little striking move, and he's done. Just like that, it's going to be over. So I'm not convinced. Any punching and kicking that Forrest does, I believe, will be used to set up. I'm not convinced you want to clinch with Anderson, but maybe you can clinch with him. Maybe clinching's the way, to neutralize him, but getting a hold of that clinch is a big if, But I think really what he wants to do is take Anderson to the ground and try to submit him like Travis Lutter was doing, because Travis Lutter did a pretty good job. He's really done the best, I think. I think Forrest Griffin is the perfect guy to make Anderson Silva look like a genius, or to make Anderson Silva look bad. I just don't know yet. I really think Forrest is going to make Anderson look good. But I think Forrest is going to get picked apart and beat up like Rich Franklin or James Irvin. But, he may surprise me. Suppose he's a real big guy at 205, so, it's going to be a real interesting fight. Okay. Here's some people I would like to see fight Anderson Silva. I would like to see John Jones fight Anderson Silva. Boy, that would be a good fight because both of them are real quick, real intuitive. Both are good strikers. Tell me that's not an interesting fight. Hey, Joe Silva or whatever the guy is, the matchmaker, set that up. That would be an awesome fight. I don't know. I don't know who's quicker. I don't know who's got better whatever it is. Because, John Jones could take Anderson Silva down, I believe, because I think he'd probably get a hold of him. He'd do one of those crazy wrestling throwdowns, judo / whatever, and throw him down. That to me is the one guy that I think can match Anderson Silva's striking ability and speed, and I think he's probably even more powerful. But that would be an interesting fight. That'd easily be a main card. Okay, the next person I would like to see fight, and this may not be as interesting, but I still would like to see it. Kung Lee. Kung Lee is a hell of a striker. I would like to see Kung Lee fight Anderson Silva. I'm not for sure Kung could hang with him, but I still I would like to see that fight. I'd much rather see the John Jones fight against Anderson Silva, and I think that will happen. Wait and see. I think that's going to happen. Well, at least I hope it does. Let's see. Okay. That's all I want to say on the Anderson Silva Forrest Griffin fight. Amir Sadala versus Johnny Hendricks. I don't remember seeing Amir Sadala fight since the winning the Ultimate Fighter, so that ought to be interesting. I don't have a lot to say about it. I just thought it'd be interesting to see him fight again. He's not like my favorite fighter, but I'd like to see him fight one more time. Now this is a little drama here. This next one, George. I'm gonna botch his name. George Staropoulos versus Rob Emerson. the fight was pulled. And I was like, And he was already on the bottom of the card, not going to be in the pay-per-view part, the viewing section of the fights. And I was already thinking, man, he must have pissed Dana White off because he won the Ultimate Fighter back in December of 07. And he's only fought one other time. He fought, I think it was on a fight night, and I don't even remember if I've seen him. I don't even know if he was on the card then. So I was wondering, did he piss Dana White off, or has he been injured? Because, like I say, he's only fought once since 2007, late 2007. So if anybody knows anything, let me know. Leave a comment. Anyway, miscellaneous MMA stuff. Since Affliction's card just dropped down, are we going to see Fedor in UFC pretty soon? Because I'm convinced we are. Dana, I don't know if it's Dana's blog or something else. Dana was talking about, Fedor's going to be in there pretty soon. It didn't. I was thinking, well, how the hell does he know that if Fedor's getting ready to fight in Affliction? So maybe he's been having talks with him, or maybe Dana knows Affliction was getting ready to go under or something like that. I think Affliction went under. I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, if Fedor gets in the UFC, man, that's going to be exciting, dude. I would love to see Fedor fight Brock Lesnar. Because that's going to be a real interesting fight. That's a mega fight, man. Because everybody puts Fedor at the top, and how can it's a little hard to argue with it since he's not been beaten in a long time. But then again, he's not fighting the UFC, so I'm excited about that. Okay. Little fighting wisdom. This hit me a long time ago. Napoleon said, the moral is to the physical as 3 is to 1, which basically says when you're in the right, you have 3 times the power you normally have. Now, obviously, this typically doesn't play out in the UFC because it's not necessarily right or wrong, it's just competition. However, if you're on the street getting in a fight and somebody is in the right, you have a lot more power when you're in the right than when you're not. So I just thought that was sort of a, interesting thought process on fights and whatnot. After the fight, I will be posting a video 30 minutes to 60 minutes after the fight goes on, because I'm going to watch this at home and post the video, like I say, right after the fight. So if you want to talk about it, come watch the video right after the fight. I'll be there. As usual, please rate the video, and later, folks.